Okay, so guys, thanks for watching my last tutorial. If you didn't, the link will be in the description or on an annotation. But let's get on to this tutorial, which is talking about variables. Now, what is a variable? A variable is making something, maybe it's a letter or a word, equal to a value. And a value can be a sentence, or it can be a quotation, or it can be a number, or a math problem, for example. So, for example, I can make x, and I'll just get into it. X equals 1. Okay, so it didn't seem to do anything. But what it actually did behind the scenes is make x equal to 1. So when I say x, it does 1. So I can do x plus 1 or x minus 1. And it'll perform the equation as if x is 1. So that's interesting. I can also make something, for example, I can reassign x. So sorry guys, but the way you assign something is by putting an equal sign. And that might be counterintuitive in a way, because you think that means equal, like it does in math. But it doesn't. It actually means you want to assign it to that thing, at least in Python programming. So I can do x equals, and then a little quotation mark, and I can say hello world, or something like that. And then when I say x, it's going to do hello world. So that's interesting as well. Now, when will this be important in a program? Well, you might not be able to see it right now, but in a program, you actually are going to need to be able to save different results to variables in programs, and you'll figure that out later on. Just trust me on that. But something else that we can do is A equals B equals C equals 1, for example. Now, even though it might not have done anything, or you might not think it did anything, it actually made C equal 1. So when I do C, it equals 1. And it made B equals C. So B equals C, and C equals 1. So B equals 1. And then it made A also equal 1. So you see what it does there, if you're a little confused, is it made C equal 1, B equals C, which is 1, so B equals 1, and A equals B, and B is 1, so A also equals 1. Which is kind of cool, if you ask me. You can also do a lot of variables. You can assign a lot of variables at any given time. So y, comma, x, comma, z, for example, equals, and then for the values that you want, you do 1, or whatever the value is, and the next value, and the third value, separated by commas. So that means y equals the first value, x equals the second value, z, or z, equals the third value. Now you see y equals the first, x equals the second, z equals the third. Now something else we can do is we can use the delete function. And we'll talk about functions after, but basically we do del, and you can delete whatever you assigned to the variable. So say I want to delete the value for x, I do del space x. And you see, don't see anything, but when you try to print x, it goes name x is not defined. Name error. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Hopefully you learned something.